Welcome to the Slideshow app. Now I've got the app already up and running on my device, and what I'd like to do right now is walk you through the app and also talk a little bit about the technologies that we'll be using in this app. So as you can see here, when the app first comes up on the screen, you're presented with a welcome dialog that allows you to see the message to create a new slideshow, touch the menu button on your device. So let's go ahead and dismiss that dialog, and I'll touch my menu button, and you can see now that we have a new slideshow menu option. And when I touch that from this slideshow activity, what's going to happen now is it's going to display a custom alert dialog in which we're going to allow you to enter a name for your slideshow. So in this case, if I touch inside of that edit text, the keyboard will be displayed. So I'll just call this one My Slideshow, and it's a little difficult to type when doing this, so I apologize. Alright, so and I'll go ahead and click set name or touch set name, and now we're presented with the so-called slideshow editor activity. And as you can see, this activity has a custom GUI at the top with buttons that use standard Android icons. The done button will allow us to return back to the main slideshow activity. The add picture button and add music buttons will allow us to add images and music to the slideshow respectively, and the play button will allow us to play the slideshow in its current form. Now what we're actually looking at here is a custom subclass of list activity, and we've provided custom list view items as well that we'll see once we start adding items to the slideshow. So let's go ahead and touch the add picture button, and when I do that, I get a chooser that allows me to choose from where various images are located on my device. So in this case, we can actually see three different options for choosing images, and what's going on here is we're taking advantage of a couple of different technologies within Android. Android has a concept called content providers that allow you to acquire data from other activities on the device. So for example, you can see this first one up top says camera 41 and then SD card, and then also because my Google Plus account is set up on this device, some instant upload images that I was testing also are available to me on the device. So if I go to camera, then what it does is it shows images that are already installed on this device in the gallery. So I'll just scroll through here, and let's go ahead and pick one of my flower images that I have on the device. And now you can see the first list view item has been displayed with a little thumbnail image of the flower that I selected, as well as a delete button. And of course, if I touch the delete button, what's going to happen here is it will remove that from the current slideshow that we're editing. Now, part of what we just saw was using content providers to acquire the image data. And you saw that the chooser, if you will, allowed us to choose images from several different locations, several different content providers. And part of what we did there was to launch a new activity for choosing those images. And the activity then returned back to us the URI, the location of the image that was selected. So we're going to introduce how to get data back from an activity when it completes its task as well. Let's go ahead and add another picture, and for this purpose I'll go ahead and select some of my other flower images here, and we'll do this a couple of times just to get several images into the slideshow. And let's add one more so that we have a scrollable list as well. Okay, so now we can see that we can scroll through this part of the GUI with our different images, and I guess I selected the same image twice there by accident. But anyway, we now have a slideshow that does not yet have any music. So similar to what we did with the add picture, we also display a chooser for music. In this case, notice that when we launch the activity for selecting music, we're given the choice of two different options. We can select a music track, or we could go ahead and use the sound recorder on our device to record a completely new track on our own as well. So you could actually maybe dictate what the slideshow is all about or something. I'm going to go ahead and select music track. And I had a couple of audio clips that we stored on the device. I'll go ahead and select this one called Plucking Daisy, and it's actually playing the audio right now so you can hear it before you make your selection. If you click the OK button, then what's going to happen is it'll choose that audio and give back the location of the audio on the device. If you hit cancel, it'll simply return back to the other activity. So I'll go ahead and choose that. And now I have a slideshow with 4 images in it and an audio clip. And I can play that from right here as well. And now it's actually showing the first image. It's going to display that image for 5 seconds and transition over to the next image as well. The audio is playing in the background, and you can see the next image in the sequence. And in this case, because I had the same image twice, when it transitions for the last time, we're going to see the same image, and then it goes back to the slideshow editor activity. Now if we hit the done button, whoops, there we go. It goes back to the main slideshow activity, and at this point you can see the first image from our slideshow displayed as the thumbnail for this slideshow. You of course see the title above it, as well as play, edit, and delete buttons, so you can play the slideshow, edit the existing slideshow, and of course if I hit that, there's your editor once again. And then finally the delete button will completely remove that slideshow from the list. Now this version of the slideshow app does not support saving the slideshows, so if you relaunch the app, the slideshow we just created will simply go away. In the next lesson, we'll take a look at actually saving all of the slideshow information, and in that version of the app we're also going to add video playback capability as well.